Hey everybody, this is Perch. Look, part of this show, this little YouTube channel thing, I have no idea what I'm doing, by the way. I put up videos. I mean, is this a radio show at this point? Is it a bunch of podcasts? Is it a place where Mumbles comes and shits on the show? I have no idea. It's somewhere in those things. But I want to just, part of the contract, the pact between you as a listener, me as the viewer. And I mean, let's just assume for the moment I'm on the level. Okay, I'm telling you legitimately what's on my mind, and for what it's worth, all of these shows that I've done, I'm giving you what my honest opinion is. Okay, there's not a filter. There's not a, oh, I need to protect my industry friends. There's none of that shit. It's just, this is what's on my mind. Sometimes I'm wrong and I come back and I correct it later. Sometimes my opinion changes and I update. And it's just kind of how things are. So I want to admit to you, in the spirit of honesty, that I'm confused. And my confusion comes from a basic place. And as I thought about this show and kind of the various things that have gone on over the years, I keep coming back to this. And I put up tons of videos, so many videos that, like, look, I mean, you just should know that what you're listening to right now may have been recorded a month ago. You know, I have no idea when this stuff goes up, and I completely lose track. And it gets to be difficult because then I look through the comments, and I'm trying to remember, like, somebody's like, hey, what artist did you mean? A friend of mine sent me mail, and it's like, hey, what artist did you mean in that video? What artist were you talking about? And I'm like, shit, I have no idea. That was like a month ago. So I had to, like, try and figure out what video they were commenting on and go back and listen to it. And I'm like, oh yeah, it was that guy. But it was like, it took work. But at any rate, the thing that I'm confused about is this. For me, and keep in mind, I'm telling you this from the perspective of somebody who's owned a business, multiple businesses, invested not just tens of thousands, but hundreds of thousands of dollars into comics. I'm kind of scared to really do the analysis because I'm worried a little bit that I'm probably into seven figures with comics. But for the moment, I'm going to say hundreds of thousands of dollars because that helps me sleep better at night. And then I can, you know, if my wife ever asks me, like, how much money are we blowing on this comic shit? Then I can go, you know, not that much. But, you know, I'm kind of scared it's actually quite a lot. Comics are serious business for me. And when I say serious, it means I enjoy them and I take my enjoyment seriously. I don't know about the rest of you, but, you know, when I am trying to do something that is fun, I want it to be fun. So I take having fun seriously. Not that I'm like a person who goes on vacation and they're like, God damn it, we're gonna have a good time every second we're on vacation. Not like that. But just, you know, if I'm you know, enjoying this hobby, then I take that pretty seriously. And if somebody gets in the way of me enjoying comics, then that person becomes an enemy. And in weird ways, it becomes a more hostile enemy than somebody who's overtly trying to do you harm, because this is supposed to be my leisure time. This is supposed to be my enjoyment time. And I need, you know, if you're a regular listener to the show, I need you to wrap your head around that part, because that's the perspective I'm coming from. You don't have to agree. You can do whatever the hell you want. But for me, I take the fun part pretty seriously because there's so little fun in life. I mean, here, I'll get dark and depressing for a minute. We're on a one-way track to death. That's life. There's so many boring, awful things that are going on. Our politics are shit. There's diseases out there. You can't travel as freely as you used to. Like, life sucks. So the things that are meant to be fun in our life need to be fun. There's not room or patience or tolerance to mess around with that. It needs to be good. So comics, to me, if you're putting out a subpar effort, if you're putting out a comic or you're engaging, like all this stuff, and this is just where I'm never going to be on the same page with, like, a Heather Antos, for example. who is somebody who will go online and want to bitch about this or that or everything. And to me, I look at that and I go, well, Heather's killing herself by constantly bitching about, who's a good guy or a bad guy in comic, all that crap. Like she's poisoning herself. And that's the way I honestly look at it. I know a lot of other people look at that stuff and like, look, she's, bashing somebody else in the industry. Look, she's doing this or that, or look, she's attacking some creator, or she's blacklisting somebody. I'm sure. But the person who's getting poisoned most is her. Because this is supposed to be a fun, an enjoyable, freeing hobby. It's meant to be something where you read a comic book and you feel, either inspired or released from burdens, or you're just having a good time. Like if you're not having a good time doing comics, why are you in comics? There's not enough money. It's not like it's not like the poor person who works on medicine. Like let's say you work in a job where you're trying to cure cancer. Okay, your job is going to suck some days. It's going to be a bunch of setbacks, and you're going to have a very hard time doing this work. But you do it anyway. You do it anyway because you're saving lives. You're doing it anyway because it's critical. Like you gotta save those lives. You gotta help. Comics are not like that. And I know it's a cliche, but comics are not curing cancer. Comics are meant to be, a little bit of escapism, a little bit of entertainment. That's what comics are supposed to be. That doesn't mean you don't take them seriously. Like I said, if anything, things that are meant to help you relax and disconnect from the brutal horrors of life, you should take seriously. Your enjoyment, your satisfaction, your life experience matters. So you should enjoy yourself. So when I see creators or editors or people in comics or fans, and seriously, I know everybody gets pissy when I say the stuff like this, but as a fan, you also have a responsibility. You have a responsibility to yourself. If you're living in a depressed, shitty world, you're poisoning yourself. You're just inflicting pain on you. Don't you care about you? That's how I view comics. Take the job of having fun, relaxing, detaching, having that escapist entertainment. Take it very seriously because this is your leisure time. You don't get too much of it. There's plenty of things in life where somebody else is telling you what to do and you don't have a choice. You have to go to a job like, look, you may work at McDonald's. God help you may work at Arby's. And, you've got to flip those burgers. You've got to make those sandwiches for a bunch of jackasses that are coming through your drive-through. You can't just decide, in the middle of the day to fuck it, I don't need to worry about hamburgers. I mean, you don't get that choice. It's a job. You can quit your job, but this is your job. Comic books, on the other hand, you should be able to sit there and read your comic. I was listening to another show. The guy's talking about, I spent a whole day reading comics, and it was wonderful. I mean, God bless you. Good. That's the whole point. That's what comics are all about. Being able to spend the day, relax, and enjoy. Comics are not about going on Twitter and being a bitch. Comics are meant to be fun. Comics are meant to, and all kind of things that go along. Maybe they enlighten you. Maybe they cause you to think in a different way. Maybe you just get forget about your lousy situation that's going on in life for a few minutes. That's what comics are supposed to be. So my confusion, because we're being honest with each other here, my confusion is, why do we all work so goddamn hard to avoid the obvious of having fun? Why is there so much effort and drama and attention going to, well, this person's having a feud with this person? Like, fuck, who cares? When I see two people having a big feud, like every now and then, well, not every now and then, what am I saying? Every week, some new drama spins up between people. You know what I'd like to do? Hit the eject button and have everybody involved in that drama just ejected, catapulted off into space. Because you're irrelevant. You're causing irritation to comics. And if you're in it for the drama, then we're definitely on different sides. People ask me, I've done videos about this. What side are you on? I'm on the side of comics. The side I'm definitely not in is the side that is erect for constant drama. I get mails, and I don't do those videos like, what do you think about this person who dislikes this person? Who cares? Both those people sound pretty pathetic to me. I don't want to get involved. Not because I'm cowardly, not because I don't want to, I'm scared to take a side, but because it's a waste of time. It's getting in the way of comics. That's why I'm here. And I don't expect, by the way, not everybody has to be the same. For some people, the drama may be the escape. That may be the fun. And if so, good for you. I mean, more power to you. That's not what I'm signed up for. We don't have a lot in common. But hey, if we see each other at a bar, I will still buy you a beer because I like to drink. But, I don't get it. By the way, I recently at the Dallas Expo, I caught up with a couple of people. Obviously Joe Corallo was here. It was great to see him, and caught up with a few other people. But I bought no beers. I left the Dallas Expo feeling very wrong. I was there on Saturday, and I bought 0 beers for anyone. And I'm like, I went home pissed that night. I know it's silly. But I'm like, this feels like a weird con. This is the first con I've ever been to where I bought nobody a beer. The only person who drank was me. We went to lunch, with Joe, and it was a good time. And I had an old fashioned, and I had a good time. But I'm like, I'm the only one drinking. Now they were working a booth, so I get it. But that's what comics are meant to be, fun. Are you having fun? If you're not having fun, then maybe, some questions need to be asked. Maybe we're doing this all wrong. I don't know. I'm just saying. Again, you can do whatever you want, but comics are meant to be fun. Comics are meant to be escapist entertainment. If it's not that, then something is wrong. And I think that goes for everybody in the chain. I know a number of creators listen to this show as well. Hey, are you a creator who is making this great, enjoyable, escapist entertainment for me, for us, for all of us? I think you should be paid well. Because, again, God bless you. You're doing a hero's job. I think you should have some job security. I think you should have some good money. That's what this is all about. The rest is all nonsense. My confusion is, how did we get here exactly? How? And it's not a naive question. I'm legitimately curious. How did we get to this place where it's like, I don't know, it's like chewing aluminum foil. It feels unpleasant. I don't know. It's look, comics are meant to be fun. Let's just have them be fun. How hard would it really be that hard to say, hey, some creator comes at you, some fan comes at you, either way, and be like, you know what? Engaging in this is going to take me in the opposite direction of having fun, good, escapist entertainment in comics. So fuck off. I'm not today, Satan. Not going to have it today. I don't know. Like I said, I'm confused how we got here. My only theory is that we got here because comics got dull and boring to the point that the escapist entertainment was so bad that random Twitter drama is more interesting to people than what's going on between the cover. And I get, the covers, the back cover, front cover, what's going on in the comic. And if that's true, then, God damn it, fire everybody. Jim Lee, Marie Ovens, David Gabriel, all of you, fired. Tom Brevoort, you're gone because you lost in your sole job to provide entertainment. You lost to Twitter drama. Fuck off. Sorry for the language. But if you can't beat tweets, what are you even doing with your life? I don't know. Is that the answer? Is that how we got here? If that's how we got here, then yeah, I want to see some bodies on the floor. Thanks for listening.